Well, it's been a while, hasn't it? Well, thankfully it is good to be back. Hello everyone, Mega Man NG here, and if you're wondering what this video is, chances are you have no idea. Yes, the Flash Season 3 episode reviews are back, and we are returning now with yesterday's episode, borrowing problems from the future. These reviews aren't going to be long since I know you guys would rather look forward to seeing Kingdom Hearts and Gravity Rush 2, so let me explain. I'm going to be providing a little summary of the episode, as well as my thoughts. They're not going to be long, but I just want to make sure I get them out of the way, since you guys will be looking forward to other things. Anyway, the main plot is that Barry is having some very bad visions of what he saw seeing Iris getting murdered by Savitar, and all of it is trying to make Barry feel at unease. Made no different by the fact that a villain named the Plunder is robbing banks and everything. But he soon finds out about it due to another vision, and when Wally decides to step in, it gets Barry upset. At the same time, HR is planning to open the Star Labs Museum. He gets it ready, and it ends with very disastrous results. But they decide enough's enough, and they hope to find a way to maybe change the future that is yet to come, including dealing with Plunder. Yeah, not much of a summary, but yeah, considering that yesterday's episode had me going through a lot of questions in my head, I can say that the second half of Season 3 is starting off somewhere familiar and predictable. For starters, the whole gimmick of trying to save Iris from her fate is basically reminding me of with Barry's mom. And I feel that Barry just doesn't know when to let it go. He's just too much. And that I feel is one of the big faults with the episode, because in this episode, Barry was a jerk. Barry was a complete jerk because he was so fixated over what he saw in the future, and he's doing whatever he could to change it. But thankfully, he was able to calm down and not worry about it after seeing some of the events that did happen. And when Iris found out about it, she was heartbroken, and Barry was determined to make sure it wouldn't happen. This is giving me Back to the Future vibes because, like Doc Brown said in the movies, one should never know too much about their future. Never. And unfortunately, Barry got a good taste of it, and it's already making him worry and question it. I mean, that's not to say it's a bad thing, but I mean, come on, haven't we dealt with it enough already? Barry already lost his mom in the beginning, and then Season 2, he lost his dad thanks to Zoom. Now this. It started off with him saving his mom only for the world to go screwed up. And things only get worse from here. I feel Barry is a literal train wreck. An absolute train wreck that doesn't know when to stop causing problems. Speaking of which, we do get a look at the villain of the week, which is the Plunder, and I will admit, he's a modern-day pirate. And packing a gun, his gun is just so cool that it can actually track speedsters. I kind of like that. To be honest, but his gun is just absolutely amazing. I liked it. Seeing him beat Barry so easily in the first fight was just satisfying. And seeing how the gun has other uses, it's pretty nice. Plunder's an alright villain, though it made me wish he could have done a bit more, because he got beat up rather quick. And he also got beat up not once, but twice, by Wally West. This is the first time we actually see Wally West as Kid Flash in action, and I am loving Wally West to no end. I feel that personally, Wally West is a much more better Flash than Barry Allen. Besides, I grew up with Wally West most of my life, and I'm talking about the first Wally West, not the second that we got for the New 52, which is now in DC Rebirth. But seriously, Kid Flash's costume is still spot on, like I mentioned back in the first episode, and it's still pretty spot on now. He's still pretty cool, and he's awesome too. He was able to save the day, and I feel that Kid Flash has what it takes to be a hero after all. It really does. In addition, there's also a subplot regarding Julian and Caitlin. Caitlin's powers are now going on the fritz again. Yeah, because she has these bracelets that on each of her wrists that keep her powers in check. But when the batteries start running out, let's just say that it gets a bit nasty. That her Killer Frost persona is slowly emerging. And yes, they actually do mention that Killer Frost is at large, along with a few other things, like a gorilla attack. Yes, we know we're getting a Gorilla Grodd episode. I'm looking forward to that. As well as Gorilla Grodd and Injustice 2. And I don't know what else to say, but the second half of the season is starting off in a bit mixed. I already mentioned my negatives, but there are a lot of good things about it. The chemistry is still there, especially with Cisco and HR. Cisco's always so satisfying in the episode, and it's just too much. I really liked it a lot. And the chemistry with all the other characters is still there. It's pretty strong, and that's what helped it out a lot. The only problem is that the writing can sometimes have a bit of issues. I'm only hoping that the rest of Season 3 can do a bit better, because the first half started off great, but then it kind of petered out, though with some exceptions. But what I can say is that this episode's pretty good. I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. It's not that bad, but isn't that great either. It has its issues, especially with Barry being way overprotective for his own good. There are some good moments with Wally kicking butt in action and some good character development for Caitlin. Why do I have a feeling that Caitlin and Julian are going to be shipped at some time? I don't really know for sure. And all I do know is that next week's going to be really interesting. This mysterious woman that came out of nowhere seeking out Earth 19 Wells. All I do know is going to be really something. And we may get to see Vibe in action. Really am excited for it. Anyway, that's it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, please be sure to hit the like button. I always keep saying that over and over again, but I want to make sure I get the message out. If you enjoy it, hit the like button. If you've seen the episode, let me know in the comments what you think of it. And if you're subscribed, please make sure to click that bell so that way you'll know what notifications, or rather what uploads I'll be doing next. And if you want to be super awesome and to help me out in the long run, please be sure to check out my Patreon. I'm going strong with it, but it wouldn't hurt to have more support. It really wouldn't hurt. Alright, that's it. This is Mega Man NG signing off. Peace out. See you next week. Later.